Hi guys, welcome to Travel with Austin. I'm Austin. Today I'm going to be doing a review of this right here, the 2017 Gear 360. Now, if you didn't know, in the past I've used an LG 360 cam for my 360 videos, and I just recently got this on eBay. I picked it up for around 60 bucks, which I think is a pretty good deal. And I just want to give a little review of it. So I might compare it a lot to my LG 360 camera. So just keep that in mind that most videos on my channel that are 360 up to this point have been with the LG 360, and the more recent ones are going to be with this Gear 360. I believe the first one will either be the Rising Park one or the Miners Memorial one. So if you want to look at a difference between them, just look at any old 360 video or one of those ones, or anything newer that may come out in the future. So first of all, this is a Samsung 360 camera, which you should know from the Gear name. It does shoot in 4K. I believe it is actually a higher quality lens than the 360. And if you've ever seen a LG 360 before, you'll know that the design is very different. Now, one thing that kind of is already a downside to this is I do believe if you want to use it with a phone that you need a Samsung phone. I have a Samsung and a Pixel, and I couldn't find a way to download it on my Pixel. So I do think that you need a Samsung phone if you want to use the phone features. But at the same time, unless that this has some initial setup, I bought mine used, so I'm not sure. It can completely operate on its own. You do have this tiny LED screen, so I'm going to go ahead and boot it up. And we have this tiny LED screen here. It will tell you how much battery's left, how much time you can record, what you're recording in, and then on the side you have two buttons, a power/back button and a Bluetooth/menu button. So you can change it to a photo mode, time lapse, video looping, which I think makes like GIFs, HDR landscape mode. You can change all the settings from inside the Gear. So like I said, a phone isn't really necessary unless it does need setup, which mine didn't, but I can't say for sure that all don't. And then, of course, video mode. Now, you do get some LED indicator lights up here. They flash green when it's ready, and then depending on what you do, it will either glow red or blink red. So, I'm just going to talk about this. I am comparing this really to my LG 360 cam, because that is what I have. It's basically the only other 360 camera I've ever used. First of all, I will say that this is leaps and bounds better than that one. The video does look less distorted. A lot of that is because 360 videos, when it says 4K, it means altogether 4K. It's not like this where 4K is one flat image. It means 4K spherical. But this is a lot clearer. I think the stitching that it does to make it look fully 360 is much better. As far as I can tell, audio is about the same. I don't really use audio much on my 360 cameras. I will say that the LG 360 cam does have a setting for directional 3D audio, and I did not see it in here. I may have just missed it. Now, if you do connect it to a phone, you have the option to stabilize videos. I'm very sorry, the road next to me is pretty loud. But you have the option to stabilize videos if you connect it to a Samsung device. I have noticed that this doesn't really work that well. It could just be me having bad luck or doing something wrong, but I have noticed that for me, it doesn't personally work that well. It does do a good job of stabilizing during a video if you're standing still, and it takes out the shake, but if you're walking around or something, which most of my 360 videos are, you really still get very shaky footage. But this is easier to hold than the old one. So overall, I would rate this better. I bought it for like 60 bucks, maybe 65. So it's definitely cheaper. It is, I believe, IP53, which means it can get splashed a bit, but it still can't go underwater. But I'm pretty sure the LG 360 cam had no rating whatsoever, so this is much better than that. So there are a few things that I really don't like about it. One is that I can't find the 360 audio. Another one is that the stabilization doesn't seem to work that well. But one of my biggest gripes with it is that, oh, there's a bunch of little birds up there. Sorry for that distraction. Um, One of the things I don't really like about it, and I had this issue with my LG 360 camera, so it might be a common thing above 360 cameras, is phantom battery drain. And this would be something like, you get done recording a video, you turn off the device, and when you turn it off, the battery's at 75%. Then you turn it on a few hours later, and it's at 60%. I had that issue on both of them, which I really don't like, so I can't entirely blame it on the gear. Now, also, I've had issues with charging it, and by that I mean I have to use a USB-A to C. I can't use a USB-C to C. It won't charge for some reason, which does suck because almost everything I use is a USB-C to C. So keep that in mind. It could just be me having issues. I've mainly tried my Pixelbook charger, but when I tried my Galaxy S10 charger, which is A to C, it did charge up just fine. Then one issue that I've had, again, I've only shot a few videos with this, so I'll have to see if this continues, is that I had the issue where I was filming. It wasn't a particularly warm day, but I was filming a walk through Rising Park in Ohio, which I will probably have a video on that soon if it's not already out. And it was mainly just to be like a here's what this camera looks like type deal, and also to show off Rising Park. And I took about a 7-minute video, and then I got a notification that the gear was overheating. Again, it wasn't a particularly warm day, and I was in the woods for most of it, so that is a bit concerning. I'm hoping that was maybe a one-time thing. But overall, I could recommend this device. I would just keep those issues that I mentioned in mind, because I'm not sure if they would happen for other people or not. I'm also going to be doing a review video of my LG 360 camera, that camera that I've had for a few years now, because that is also an incredibly cheap option for VR. So anyway, I hope you guys liked this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Tell me what you think about the Gear 360 camera. If you have one, just let me know. Or if you have experience with one, just let me know what you guys think. And thank you guys for watching.